Hello, I'm Alex Hare, and I welcome you to Australian Archives, a program of musical items featuring Australian artists of note and taken from the archives. And welcome to another edition of Australian Archives. And we begin this one with Bob Gibson and his Shell Show Orchestra, circa 1947, and an extract from one of the broadcasts, and it's the ever-popular Mimi.
Wherever they talk about music, they've been talking lately about Bob Gibson's superb arrangement of the old Maurice Chevalier favourite, Mimi, and we've been flooded with requests for a repeat performance. So, here it is again. Bob Gibson's Shell Show Band and Mimi.
Lost his cat one day, and when he couldn't find his cat, you'd hear old Jenkins say, "Oh, here, pussy, 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 where is that gosh darn cat?" Here, pussy, 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 where is the gosh darn cat?
Here, Pussy Pussy. Jim Davidson and his ABC dance band. The vocalist was Dick Cranbourne on that occasion, and they recorded that one in Sydney on the 17th of August 1938. A nice bright one. And before that, we opened the program with Walter Pym introducing the Bob Gibson Shell Show Orchestra and an extract from a 1947 Shell Show, and a great piece too, Mimi. Well, it's back to Jim Davidson, but this time his new Palais Royal Orchestra, 5 years earlier on the 6th of June 1933, and Pink Elephants is the tune.
Yesterday a traveling salesman came into my house. He was just as shaky and as nervous as a mouse. He said I was at a party, we broke up at 4. When I woke up this morning, this is what I saw. Pink elephants on the window, pink elephants on the sill. An elephant on the sideboard was kissing a whippoorwill. I saw a monkey dancing with a purple cow. The cuckoo came out of the clock and said, meow. Pink elephants on my trousers, pink elephants on my coat. A polka dot boa constrictor was shaving a billy goat. A beetle lay beside me and started in to snore. Oh, I never intend to ever see those pink elephants anymore. Pink elephants on the table, pink elephants on the chair, pink elephants on the ceiling, pink elephants everywhere. I hid my head right in the bed and said a prayer. When I woke up again, what do you think was there? Pink elephants on the ceiling, pink elephants on the wall. A lavender alligator was running around the hall. Now I'm through making whoopee. I raised my hand and swore that I never intend to ever see those pink elephants anymore.
This one sort of conjures up the picture of Dawn and I when we were in London. You know, when we first arrived in London, we were pretty cold
And homesick.
and pretty lonely,
And homesick.
and we had a little fire, and we sat at it and we thought about this, you know. It sort of fits. Here we are, out of cigarettes.
Holding hands and yarning. Look how late it gets.
Two sleepy people by dawn's early light.
And too much in love to say goodnight.
That's how we were, you know. Here we are, in the cozy chair. You remember that chair?
Picking on a wishbone from the Frigidaire.
Two sleepy people with nothing to say.
And too much in love to break away.
Oh, my arm's going to sleep. Do you remember the nights we used to linger in the hall?
You know something?
What?
My father didn't like you at all.
Oh, it was funny that way. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? That was autumn, you know.
To rent this little nest and get a bit of rest.
Rest?
Well,
Here we are, just about the same.
foggy little fella.
Drowsy little dame, two sleepy people by dawn's early light,
And too much in love to say. Good night.
Good night.
From Bobby Lim and Dawn Lake's Mobile Lim Show, an extract there, to Sleepy People. And before that, Jim Davidson was singing with the Rhythm Boys and Jim Davidson's new Palais Royal Orchestra, recording in Sydney on the 6th of June 1933, and Pink Elephants. Now here's Johnny Wade, accompanied by George Trevair's orchestra, recording in Sydney in November of 1942, and the piece, When I Come Home to You.
I left you, dear, that night at duty's call, a noble sacrifice that comes to all, and every day and night I hope and pray. That's why I always write to you and say, when I come home, the birds will sing their song, and roses bloom once more in lovers' lane. Each night I pray the day will not be long when I will press you to my heart again. Though the world be sad and ever gray the skies, I know that soon a new dawn will arise, and it will bring again that happy paradise when I come home to you. Though the world be sad and ever gray the skies, I know that soon a new day will arise, and with the dawn reborn, that happy paradise when I come home to you. When I come home to and he won Rosita's heart. One night they planned an escapada so they could wed at break of day. I helped them plan their escapada and watched my love ride away. Rosita, I lost my Rosita. No more to serenade her. Somebody else has made her happy and so she will never, never know that I love Rosita so.
A lovely tune called Rosita, written by Jimmy Kennedy and Michael Carr many years ago, and performed there by Laurie Brooks, singing with the Ernest Ritt Orchestra, recording in Sydney, 24th of July, 1944. And before that it was Johnny Wade, accompanied by George Trevere's orchestra, When I Come Home to You. Now we're still in Sydney, and here's Willa Hoken with Harry White at the piano, Break a Dream.
Any dream is only a dream, that's true. Although broken dreams are not only dreams, because I know. Break a dream and you're breaking a heart. So if dreams cannot be what you hoped they would be, best not to start. Break a dream, there's a mist on the moon. Put your dream book away and then call it a day, ended too soon. Dreamers must awake when they reach the end of the play. Too soon dawn will break, and our dreams of the night are gone with the day. The broken dreams are just things as they are, not as they seem. You break a dream when you break a heart. Dreamers must awake when they reach the end of the play. Too soon dawn will break, and our dreams of the night are gone with the day. The broken dreams are just things as they are, not as they seem. You break a dream when you break a heart. lips, your eyes, your voice, your hair are in a class beyond compare. You're the handsomest man that one can see. And when I tell them, and I'm certainly going to tell them, that you're the man whose wife someday I'll be, they'll never believe me, they'll never believe me, that from this great big world you've chosen me.
And that was Melbourne's own Dorothy Baker, and a song from the show The Girl from Utah, They Didn't Believe Me. Nice. Before that, Willa Hoken with Harry White at the piano from a Sydney recording session in September 1944, and Break a Dream. And we bring this edition of our program Australian Archives to a close with the Peggy Lee Dave Barber composition Mañana, performed by Joan Roby and Les Jones in his rhythm, on one of these John Mystery 78s, recorded in Sydney, August of 1949. It's a good one. Hope you enjoy it.
The boss said she is dripping and the fence is falling down. My pocket needs some money so I can't go into town. My brother isn't working and my sister doesn't care, because she needs a motor so I can't go anywhere. Manana, manana, manana is good enough for me. My mother's always working, she's working very hard, but every time she looks for me I'm sleeping in the yard. My mother thinks I'm lazy, and maybe she is right. I'll go to work mañana, but I gotta sleep tonight. Manana, manana. Once I had some money, but I gave it to my friend. He said he'd pay me double, it was only for a lend. But he said a little later that the horse, she was so slow. Why he gave the horse my money is something I don't know. Manana, manana, manana is good enough for me. And he went away to school. My father said he only learned to be a chili fool. My father said that I should learn to make a chili pot. But then I burned the house down, the chili was too hot. Manana, manana, manana is good enough for me. The window she is broken and the rain is coming in. If someone doesn't fix it, I'll be talking to my skin. But if we wait a day or two, the rain may go away, and we don't need a window on such a sunny day. Manana, manana, manana is good enough for me.
Mañana. Peggy Lee, Dave Barber wrote it. Big hit, of course, for Peggy. Our own Joan Roby with Les Jones and his rhythm from August 1949, concluding this edition of Australian Archives. Australian Archives was conceived, prepared and produced by Alex Hare for Golden Days Radio. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.